Now, this is what I love to see. I got a double feature, Ego Weight Watchers, aka ILL, where I give you a look into the fighter lifestyle before, after, progress pics, especially when they have an upcoming fight. Now, I'm going to start with Jermall Charlo. He posted recent pictures. Let's take a look at them, right? The man looking in shape, training hard with his trainer, Ronnie Shields, putting in the reps, putting in the work in the gym, looking to be in great shape, shirt. We don't play boxing. Absolutely. Boxing is not for the weak-spirited, faint of heart. And I love this for Jermall Charlo, right? He's going to be on the same card with Errol Spence in Australia. Errol is fighting Tim Tszyu, and Jermall Charlo, he needs a return. He's very fun to watch. He has good technical skills, one of the best jabs in boxing, and he's been on a bit of a hiatus, right? So for him to have dealt with what he's been dealing with, personal issues, family drama, potential beef with his brother at times, whatever is going on, it's kept him out the ring. Now it looks like he got his mental right. He's with longtime trainer Ronnie Shields, and this is the end result. You see him in shape. I love to see it. Now, I am always going to speak my mind when it comes to these videos, but for me, I don't like seeing people like washed up and, celebrities battling mental health or, rappers falling off. It's just not something I enjoy. I guess it's the humanitarian in me. You know what I mean? So boxers probably get it the worst, where you'll see a boxer on top, ton of skill, and because of partying, drinking, vices, whatever, mental health, they kind of fall from grace. So I'm glad that it appears that Charlo has battled what he needed to battle. This looks, in my opinion, the closest to what we had before he had that dry spell, because he used to be an active fighter. I was at ton of Charlo fights, both of them. I've been doing this for a while. So I was in New York when he fought and knocked out Hugo Centeno. This looks to me the closest we've seen to that Charlo, right? The one that was knocking out Hugo Centeno and beating Dennis Hogan, who Jaime Munguia struggled with, right? In terms of shape and whatnot. Also, there hasn't really been no BS. Like, I haven't seen him like lashing out, doing Instagram lives. He looked like he just in the lab. As he should be. He has a training camp, but things don't always go as they should be. We looked at Ryan Garcia before the Devin Haney fight, and he definitely didn't seem locked in. So, you know what I mean? See, here's old Charlo. This is looking closest to that we've seen, and I like it. And I'm also a fan of not only his fight style, but Errol Spence. And as you see, July 25th, they're going to be fighting on the same card. Now, let's take a look at Errol Spence, who's getting ready to fight Tim Tszyu, as you can see on your screen. Boom. Here we go again. Same old shit. It's a different day, right? Errol looking chipped up. Again, just like what I said, I don't like to recycle my commentary, but if the shoe fits, just what I said with Jermall Charlo is what I'm saying about Errol. Errol, we've seen his off season where he ballooned up. He was definitely bigger than his campaign weight. This looks like the most vintage Errol that we've seen. In my opinion, I know it's not fight week. We have to see how he look on the scale and all that. But in my opinion, Errol Spence here looks better than he did leading up to the fight with Terrence Crawford, right? And part of it could be the time off, recalibrating, rejuvenating his body. Also, it could be moving up to 154, giving himself that much needed break to have less of a weight cut. I mean, imagine you're 16, 17 and you're making a certain weight, right? Imagine going to the Olympics and you're at a certain weight and then you maintain that weight all until your late 20s, 30s. I mean, I don't know about y'all, but I don't weigh what I weighed in high school. You know what I mean? And that's the sacrifice that these boxers have, where they're actually maintaining weight for 10 years, the same amount of weight potentially, right? So for me, that's just crazy. That's crazy. But I like what I'm seeing from Errol Spence. You see him training, locked in, look focused. And unlike these new generation fighters, because I'm looking at Errol as kind of the past generation. So I'm talking about the Keishans and the Shakurs, Devin Haney's and stuff like that, right? Errol Spence, training for his fight, looks to be in great shape. You know, kind of joking around here, looking lean, looking muscular, and staying off social media. I feel like most of these fighters are not, dang, look, the boy looking chipped. I try to tell y'all, look, now I get it. It's not a bodybuilding contest, but obviously if you had a fighter, you would want to see this. You would want to see them pause, looking, you know, dialed in. But again, for me, what I like is there's a lot of these new fighters and I feel like they do it wrong. Like they seem more concentrated with the social media stuff. Like that's all they do is like stay on social media and, you know, do videos and call outs and stuff. Man, we don't care about that. Who you fighting? That's why you see I haven't really done no videos about Keyshawn and Shakur and stuff like that because it's all over the place. 1 minute people said Devin's fighting this Richardson Hitchens, then he's fighting Keyshawn, and they're saying Shakur, and then Shakur saying, oh, got to be at a catch weight. You know, if you want me to make a video on that, let me know in the comment section. But for me, I like the throwback fighters. I like the people who just get in camp. Like you could politic and live stream and all that in your spare time. Because when it's wartime, when you got a big fight, a crossroads fight like Charlo, like Errol Spence, and really because they've been out of the limelight. You know, you can't come back and put up a dud, come back and get knocked out. You know, that would be very harmful for your career. So for me, I love what I'm seeing from both Errol and Charlo. Big fan of both. I love the way they fight. And it looks like they just locking in. And that's what fighters should be doing. People are worried about the fame more than the actual things that will keep you at the top. So Errol Spence looked like he got his mind right. You know, interviewing Andre Ward. Yeah, I mean, of course, you got to do some promotion for it, but it shouldn't overtake. And then when you, like Edgar Berlanga, he did all his promotion, and then he fought Hamza Shiraz, got knocked out. Props to Errol, props to Charlo. Let me know if there's any other topics you want me to cover. Ego Weight Watchers